Hello everyone, I am Komal Mehta, teaching as an assistant professor in CSC department at St. Andrew Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. Today, in the series of system development cycle, we will cover about data dictionary. This is the tool of a structured analysis. The structured analysis already covered in my previous video, so you can go through from that video. Today, we will cover about this tool, that is data dictionary. So let's start this. Data dictionary contains a metadata. That means data about the database is contained in a data dictionary. It is very important as it contains the information such that what the database is, who is allowed to access, where database is physically stored. Because there are so many virtual criteria to hide the data. So actual presentation of a data is presented in a physical location. So what's that location will be mentioned in a data dictionary report. It creates a single hierarchy of a report that contains the physical information, the administration, and who is allowed to access that data and what actual database contains. So all these information is contained in a single report that is called a data dictionary. The user of a database normally does not interact with the data dictionary. It is only handled by the administrator purpose. Why so? Because if every user will access the data dictionary, then they can modify according to their requirements, but actual database can't be modified without the knowledge of administrator. So limited persons have a access to modify the data. That means limited privileges will be given to all end users, and rest all the privileges is given to the administrator. So administrator will do anything with a database, that is he or she can update, modify, insert, delete any row insertion, column insertion. So all this will be done with the help of administrator, not from the end user. The user who have given limited privileges will do that particular task, not all the tasks. Next is data dictionary holds records about other objects in a database such as database ownership, data relationship, and other data. So all these relationship, how they interrelated, how the modules will be created, this will be linked with the help of this record. Data dictionary is essential one for any relational database because it is mentioning in a hierarchy, or we can say tabular format, and that tabular format contains all the following information that I am discussing here. Firstly, name of all the database table. There are so many tables correlated with each other. So what are these tables, what they contains, and what is the actual name of that table or a schema is mentioned in the data dictionary. The detail about all the table, that means who is the owner, what are the security constants, when they were created, who can modify that table, all the privileges will be mentioned in the table. Actual physical information is also available, where it is stored and how it is stored. One more thing here is about key attributes, foreign key and primary key. Primary key is the one that is unique in that particular table. If we want to access the table, then we must know about the primary key. With the help of that key, we can modify our data, else we can't use. And foreign key is the one who correlate with the different table. It means two different tables with will be correlated with the help of foreign key. That may be act as a primary key for secondary table, but for primary table, that one is a foreign key. So there are some constant about the primary key, and a foreign key will be also mentioned in a data dictionary. In information about a database, views that are visible, that means the information will never be disclosed to the all end users. Some information definitely be abstracted in comparison of the end users. So the information that is visible to end users will be mentioned, what it is, and how they can modify them. So all these are the information basically available in a data dictionary. There are some types of a data dictionary. That is, first one is active data dictionary. What do you mean by that? If the structure of a database or its specification changes at any point of a time, it should be reflected in a data dictionary. The main responsibility of a database management system is which data dictionary resides. Here we can say the data dictionary definitely automatically updated once it will be modified by the management system, because this is the active dictionary. It self-reflected the modification done in a previous page. Uh, that means we can say if I am updating in one table that uh, my roll number is 2, not 1, so that will reflecting in different table that correlated with that is automatically reflected in 2 instead of 1. So that is the active data dictionary. That means once I am modifying the data in a single table, the linking table contains all this information will definitely updated automatically. That one is called as an activated data dictionary, or we can say active data dictionary. In passive data dictionary, we will have to handle by manually. Uh, let's discuss it. This is not as useful or easy to handle as active data dictionary. Why so? Because in passive data dictionary, we have to maintain separately to the all the database or a tables who contains or stored in a data dictionary. That means if database is modified in a dictionary, not automatically updated in other tables, we have to update manually and then again match that database. There are some problem occur that is called as inconsistency, that contains if one information is in a table is different in comparison of the other table. For example, there is a student table who has a name Arnav, roll number is 2, and registration number is 15. In one table this column is inserted, and in second table again the information with name Arnav, roll number 11 instead of 15. Sorry, registration number instead of 15, that is 11. So if I am modifying this with 11 or with 15, then it will definitely reflecting to the other table. But if it is so, then it is active, and if we have to modify them manually, then it is passive data dictionary. I hope this is clear to all of you. That means we have to synchronize the data in an active one, and we have manually do this with the help of our improvement that is called as an passive data dictionary. The data dictionary can be used in the following way. Firstly, create an ordered listing of all the data items. Then we will use this one to create a ordered listing of subset of data items. Finding data item names from a description, it means the whole data is described at any place and we have to fetch out a particular data item, then we will use this one. Next is designing the software and a test case. It means we have to find out what are the normal cases we have to handle. All this will be discussed in the data dictionary, and we can fetch that data information from a data dictionary as well. There are some specific components in a data dictionary that may vary time to time as the database is modified, or we can say metadata will be modified. What are the basic informations or basic components it contains? Firstly, data object listing. That means the name in a database or a definition or a description we can say. Next thing is data element properties that contains about the information of a data. That means what are the type of data, whether it is integer, character, float, or any other data type will be there. Unique identifier, that means it contain whether the primary key or not. What is the size of a file or a information. Nullability means whether it contain null value or definitely it must have some value. One thing here notify is that if the column has a null value, then it can't be primary because primary key never be null. So nullability will be available in the column. That column will not act as a primary key. Indexing and optionality. What are the multiple options for database choices we can say? ER diagram, entity relationship diagram that I will discuss later. System level diagrams, reference data, missing data and quality, business rules. So all these are the basic components that content in a data dictionary will be available, but that will be modified according to the requirement of a user. So now how to create a data dictionary. To create a data dictionary, firstly the phase is a planning one. So when planning to create a data dictionary, it is important to consider all available data management resources. That means it includes spreadsheets or a database. Most database management system as well as information system created by the case tool. Here the case tool means computer aided software engineering tool that helpful to create a database in a tabular format and correlated all these tables as well. So for DBMS we will prefer case tool. If a machine readable data dictionary can't automatically generated, then it is suggested to create or to submit from a single source of a spreadsheet. That means if we have to modify our data or that will be not reachable, not automatically generated, then we have to submit by our own. Next is within the Excel, there are two formats with the extension, that is XLS or XLSX. So this helps in data dictionary creation. There are some online templates as well available. So whenever there is requirement, we can use that one also. Now here I am continuously mentioning data dictionary, data dictionary. Here, what do you mean by a data? Data is basic item, or we can say any entity that is mentioning over the database management system. So any smallest unit of a data we can say is called as a data item or a field. Because data is described in multiple formats, so this can be separated in multiple manners. So firstly, the smallest unit of a data is called as a field or a data item. When the grouping of that smallest item will be done, then that field act as a segment. So the combination of a field is called as a segment. After that entity proposed at a time, there is some information with the help of that smallest data items that act as an entity, and that entity for a particular duration of a time is called as a logical records. Right. After that, the large grouping of all the data is called as a database or a set. So we can say initially we have a field, and that field helps to create a segment, and then combination of a segment act as a record. Once the record will be done, the whole database will be set. So with the help of whole database, the database management system will be here, and that is available. Sorry, that is available at a database management system. So administrator will deal with DBMS completely, and DBMS handle the database, that is called a DB. There is a hierarchy of a database. What is that? Firstly, data elements, then data structure, then data flow and data store. So data flow and data store will be handled with the help of data structure, but the data structure will be created with the help of data elements. So what do you mean by data element here is, it may includes different name, usage characteristics, or control information, physical information about the record or a files. The usage characteristics means there is specific range for the value, and that may be continuous or a specific value. That means we can use 1 2 3 4, or we can directly say that is 5. So continuous value as well as specific value will be here. It contains the information about days, month, years, etc. So it is the smallest unit of a data. We can say data elements, smallest unit of a data. And the combination of that data elements helps to create a data structure. So group of data elements handled as a unit is act as a data structure. For example, in a phone number completely act as a data structure, but it contains four data elements. What are these one? Firstly, in any phone number, first three digits are the code one. Next two digits are the next three digits are exchange number. After that, the actual number, and then the extension. So in this way, the phone number will be split into four parts. These four parts act as a data elements, but when I am using that as a single unit, then it act as a data structure. So data flow and data store is nothing, it's just the information moving from one place to another, that is called a data flow. That means we can say motion in a data is called as a data flow, and the data store is a location where data actually present for temporary use. So this is the hierarchy of a data. Now I am showing you one example of a database, all these units. Firstly, in any data element, for example, author name, it must contain first name, middle name, and last name, right? After that, the combination of a data elements consists of a data structure, and that data structure contains some information. That is, first one is author name, next is title of a book, next is edition, and next is quantity of the order. So some information will be mandatory and some will be optional. It's depend on a user requirement, what it actually requires or what it not requires. So optional one is not mandatory one. Addition we want to mention, then we have to mention, else this is completely optional. Once the data structure will be created, we have to move for data flow, how the information will be movable. So we have created a data structure, that is book detail. We have a data elements in a data structure, that are author name, title of the book, editor, and the quantity order, and that contains two columns that are mandatory and optional. Now we have to discuss about the information flows or a data flow. So how this will be moved? In the comment section, we will mentioning here that the author name is this one, edition is this one, title of the book is this one, and so on. So with the help of that information, data will be moved from one place to another place. Once the data will be stored or in process, the process will be acting like what? Look at here, that each unique data flow in a DFT must have a unique data dictionary. Once the data flow diagram will be created, for that data flow diagram, data dictionary will be created uniquely, because the database in a old data flow will be different in comparison of the previous one. So the definition must be accessible by the name. We have to use primary key in comparison of the other keys. There should be no redundancy, because once the data will be updated, that will update it automatically with the help of active data dictionary. um, Procedure for writing definition should be straightforward but specific. We have not to mold out all the data again and again in a different manner. Just be clear about the process, what actually you want and what actually you get, so that the comparison will be done easily. There are some notations that were used in a data dictionary. For example, equal is composed of, it means the composition, combination. Plus here symbol mention the and. Brackets here show the optional one. Here square brackets shows the either or combination. Curly brackets for iterations, that means number of times we want to access that data. Star or a multiplication we can say is a comment. At the rate identifier is a key field, that means to mention this particular, with the help of that particular key we will access our data. And or symbol here refers to the separation, so that two different options will be chosen in comparison of the other one. Here I am showing you one example of a data dictionary. In this, name will be divided into four parts: courtesy title, first name, middle name, and the last name. So courtesy title must contain Mr., Miss, Mrs., Miss, Doctor, Professor. Here I am showing you one straight line, that means or symbol. We will use any of them, not all of them. So this means or, whether Mr. or a Miss or all any of this. But at a single moment we have to use single one. So that's why or is mentioning here. In a first name will be mentioned legal character, that means must be a character that is existing one, and last name also a legal character. Here curly bracket will be mentioning the iterations, the number of times we want to access, we will do it. Legal character here refers to यहाँ पे A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9, hyphen, backslash, inverted comma. So all these are the legal characters we want to use as per our requirement. So this is the criteria to create any data dictionary with the help of these symbols and with the help of these formats. So this is all about data dictionary. There are some pros and cons of any data tools. So what are the pros of the data dictionary here? It provides an organized format. It is easily to searchable if I'm using active data dictionary. But if I'm using passive, then it is difficult to perform that task. No redundancy will be there. We have to simplify our data as per our requirement. This is done with the help of proper and documentation in a proper manner, we can say. To maintain a data integrity, we have to manage multiple database in with the help of inconsistency. If there is inconsistency occur, then database will never be integrated. So we have to manage that one. Providing relationship information between different database table is done. We have used software designing processes in a different manner. So this is the pro. These are the pros of this particular data dictionary tool that helps in managing of a data. But there are some cons also. That means we have no information about actual functioning details. What actually will be done is not showing to the end user. So this is the problem. If there is any error occur, then we will tell us at last moment, not in between, because we don't even see that the whole process will be done in a what manner. So no visualizing appealing, difficult to understand for non-technical user, because the whole information will be stored in a particular format that is technical one. We have to manage the database, so we will manage with the help of database tools. That means primary key, foreign key, management privileges will be given. So all these will be not understandable by the non-technical person. For that, it is difficult to understand. So this is all about data dictionary. I hope this is clear to all of you. There are some key points in a data dictionary we have to focus here is, what do you mean by data dictionary? What do you mean by data? Components of data, what information they contain, data elements, segments, fields, records, how the hierarchy will be managed, what do you mean by a data structure, how data will be flowed, what are the basic format of this, what is the example, what are the symbols we will be used. So all these are small key points that we must aware about after seeing this video. So this is all about data dictionary. Thank you.